It's 2025, just like that. All right, 2022, 2023, 2024. The Fed's mantra of higher for longer has definitely come true. Will 2025 be a better year for interest rates and real estate? The answer is yes, but eventually, okay? So it's crazy. We lose sight of how much progress we've made on inflation, right? We at one point we were at 10%, 9%, whatever, depending on what metric you were looking at. Well, now we're basically at 2.5 to 3%. Now, the question is, when do we get down to 2% to 2.5%, where the Fed wants it? And by the way, it's the PCE, okay, is what the Fed's looking at, the core PCE, and right now that stands at 2.8%. Well, the good news is February's data, which of course isn't reported until March, so we have to wait till the end of March to start getting some really favorable inflation data. The months that are rolling off from the prior year are nice and juicy and high, okay? And in the shelter component is now finally starting to catch up. So those two pieces come March, when the February data comes out for the PCE, should really help our cause. What's more, the employment data really is starting to continue to weaken. Some months are up a little bit, but the trend is clear. It's down. So if we can coincide the two, favorable inflation data come March with continuing weakness in employment, if those two things continue, which I think they will, come spring busy season, we are going to have a lot more favorable interest rate conditions. There are so many other things that can happen. We have a new president and administration being inaugurated soon. There's all the geopolitical issues that remain, the issue of mass deportations and the border. So there's plenty that can happen, okay? But at this point, my projection is this year the Federal Reserve will continue to cut interest rates as the economic data continues to weaken and the inflation prints continue to drop towards 2%. I think core PCE, by the time we get to roughly June or July of this year, will be below 2.5% and very close to the Fed's target. So I do think that interest rates will eventually, probably anywhere from spring, think April to May, to June to July, in that area, so Q2 to Q3, we're going to see interest rates drop back down to at least the low 6% range, and with a little luck, the high 5% range. Now, if you remember, interest rates did drop for a brief moment in Q3 of last year down to about the 10-year Treasury 3.6%. Mortgage rates dropped to around 6.1%. And by the way, that really opened the marketplace up for realtors and loan officers and all you affiliates. And I don't think we need 4.5%, 5.5% interest rates. If we can get stability and settling down and duration of interest rates below 6.5%, even if we're at 6.25% on average, we will have a much more solid marketplace. And I do think, just call me an eternal optimist, fine. And if I'm wrong, bummer. But I think, we lose sight of how much progress we've made and how close this thing is to turning around. And I think 2025 is the turnaround year for our industry here in real estate, both on the real estate side and the finance side. So again, probably not going to start seeing the real benefits of this until the March inflation data prints. But look, 2 months from now, we're going to start getting some help. So that's my forecast. What else? January 22nd. I know we've been beating the dead horse on this, but I want you real estate agents, and yes, even you affiliates, I want you all there at the event. I want you learning from Logan Motoshami. He is the best housing analyst in the country. We also have our local expert housing analyst, Stephen Thomas, coming with reports on housing. They're incredible. Come learn, come be prepared and well-equipped to educate and be the advisor to your clients. We want to understand where we're going. We want to be able to educate and be the advisor. So we're doing this event to help you guys with that, trying to add value as best we can. I wish you all a wonderful 2025. Happy New Year, everyone.